Okay, viewers, well, I just got some tapes from storage. Good old quality Fuji tape. This was a pretty good tape in its day. I think it's a Japanese made one too, I'm pretty sure. Good quality cassette tape of Fuji. Yeah, you just get stuck. The hinge is broken. I went to put the tape in before and it actually dropped it and it landed right there and bounced up and led in the mechanism so I could play this virtue with the door open, but I couldn't get it back out. So I have to be careful how I put the tapes in. So I've and I got this in here. I bought this a while ago when I bought that bloody I think when I bought that bloody record player years ago. That old Toshiba SM200 music center I got. This car, I got this next to the bloody store. I bought that from the stall. This came with a Ford Laser. Ford Lasers and Ford Telsters. The head units used in those are very good quality units. They use National Panasonic, which I've got one. I've put this in videos on it. They had Pioneer. Pioneer ones are really good head units because you turn the bloody car off and the mechanism will automatically spit the tape out. They were a very good quality head unit, the ones that the Fords used back in the day. Much better than modern cassette decks that later model cars used in the 90s. In the 80s and the early mid 80s, they used AWA Mitsubishi built units, and the Mitsubishi Magnus. Made in Australia, being more music. It's just a demonstration to demonstrate the stereo. This is what came from the Ford dealership when you bought the car. Yeah, old classics. I've not listened to it yet. It's unplayed. If you can look at the tape, how neatly that tape is wound. It's not yet played. I used to always start from one side, fast forward the tape to the side A, or if it was on side B, vice versa. I'd rewind it, but not stop and start. After I finished playing with it, I would rewind the tape to the other side completely in one hit. That way the tape is neatly wound all the way. Kind of like that one there. It's pretty neatly wound. If I stop and start, I have all these seats all dipped and I got the tapes uneven. That's just something I was just obsessed with. I'd always just rewind the tape properly and not have any unevenness where it was wound. You could see there's little bumps in it, so to speak, where I would stop and play back later on. Well, I don't really like that. I just always had a habit of rewiring them so the tape was wound evenly and neatly all the way through. I got some cheap ass test tapes somewhere too, but I couldn't get to them. Was where these are stored, I couldn't happen near the drawers in the storage cabinet to get all the tapes out. Cheaper ones I've got, which I use as test tapes, but I would cut them with the scissors as I get chewed up and tape them. You know, this is a pretty damn good tape, but this unit's actually working quite well. It was a bit slow, so I've had to get a flat screwdriver in there and adjust the potentiometer, and it actually plays quite well now. I think it's a low noise recording. I can't remember what I recorded that with, but some tapes will have a bit of noise to them and some won't. Some will sound a bit crappy, so to speak. Like they have a lot of hiss to it. IC1, type 1, normal position, yeah, normal, different language here. I used to buy all sorts of tapes. Especially the Maxell and BASF, they were good tapes. These are good. I had Gold Star, I got Gold Star brand, I used to buy cheap. Some of those are a bit low noise and they have a lot of hiss in the audio. Give us a good one. Get everything moving again. This in here works alright, but hasn't got much torque rewinding and fast forwarding. I've got to keep an eye on the take-up wheel. It hasn't stopped turning, so I did a little bit on this one, but it freed up. I don't want to chew the tape up. So fast forward. See? It needs help. Yeah, not enough torque in that. Just no torque to it. On its own, it's alright. There is no torque on that at all. There's a bit of torque to that one. I've got to work on the idlers and stuff in there. This one uses a rubber idler to drive half the take-up wheel, and it might need to be cleaned. Kind of like what record players use. Doesn't stop, that's good. impressed with that feature. Can't wear the tape out, but they say you can find the song. Where it went quiet for a bit there, that was between two songs, so that's a good feature. Q does the same thing. The head is not at full pressure though, it's just resting on the tape, not in the play position. It's a flip to fast forwarding on VHS, and you can see the picture where you were in the tape, in the recording, so this deck works quite well. You just had to turn this, just bump that potentiometer up a little bit, and that restored the full speed of the song, the music playing. And short those two out for that one there. That one there plays alright, so I don't have to touch that speed. So I just had to crack that 0.5 millimeter, that potentiometer. That's perfect. So this thing is working quite well. Apart from that, this tape deck, which I need to do recording. If I want to rip off my phone for something, just for some shits and giggles, but I've got to get the torque fixed up when it plays back. And so you know, playing's fine, but when I want to fast forward and rewind, there's no torque on this thing, so I need a bit of work on that one. But it works quite well. Whether or not tape's obsolete, I don't care. I want it all working perfectly, because I still dig tapes for the odd thing, especially VHS tapes too, and vinyl records. So came out quite well. Right. It's all-purpose tape, this one. All-purpose tape for music recording. ISC 1, type 1, normal position, position normal. See, I never knew much of all that meant, but now I sort of now. A low noise tape was for some older cassette tapes from the early 90s, the earlier ones with low noise only, and they had a lot of hiss in them. Yeah. Bit of a quiet recording. I don't know what to record this. It might have been another cheap cassette player. I think it might have been that bloody another cassette player I had, which I fried to earth, which buggered up. One of the other ones I had, the old bloody Echo one I had. I think it's pretty sure I recorded it with that. And that was a pretty cheap cassette deck. So if you get a high quality cassette deck, you get a good recording. Or a really cheap one, yeah, you're not going to get much of a good result like this one. Don't want to do copyright infringement there. I let it play through for a bit so that everything frees up. It's actually working pretty good now. I did get one of my other later tapes I use for testing. I do some recording on this.
One song, it wasn't me. Well, that's it for another big week of Take 40.
Gee, that would have been... When did I do that? That was bloody 2002, 2003, I think, this tape. Would have been. Early 2000s recording. Works quite well. Neat feature, I'm going to turn the tape around, just press the button. Oh, you too. Yeah, it's a pretty hissy, low quality audio recording there. Definitely not the cassette deck though, because what I did, I got that tape head I did experiments with the audio cable on it. I stuck the tape head on that onto an MP3 player, and it played through the heads fine. So the actual heads in here are actually fine. They work very well using the adapter to play audio through as an auxiliary input. So I know it's definitely the way I recorded this tape. So yeah, if I can dig at one of my other spare tapes I've got, one of my later ones, I could do some recording and just get everything working in this deck. I might do some recording off various sources and see how that turns out. See how the quality goes recording on this. This thing should record pretty good, because it's a pretty good quality unit, this one. A lot better than what I recorded this tape with, that's for sure. Much better, by far. I can mess around with high-speed dubbing too. The way I could record music, override this deck and get this near the record fast directly off the radio, record it in high-speed mode, just to experiment, see how the quality sounded like. Took up less tape, use more tape obviously, but yeah, we'll see. It was good to experiment with. Then I play it back and it'll just be slow. Yeah, good times. Might even get that microphone some work out to record some. I might even do a video and just speak into this and play it back with the recording on the tape, as that some audio nuts do. Do a video on something and just record it into that, and just do the video on the subject and play it back on here and have whatever subject I'm videoing on, just playing it back on tape. Yeah, that'd be a good idea. Anyway, that'd be enough for now. Thanks for watching.